Good evening and welcome to the Primetime News on mitv. I am Jumoke Michaels. The headlines. National Social Register. Federal government kicks off verification exercise across the country. Ministry submits National Flood Management Plan to Tinubu. Labour shuns parley with federal government as October 3rd nationwide strike looms. On the foreign scene, Maldives election live. Opposition takes lead in hotly contested runoff. Sports. Olympic qualifiers. The Tigress no foes October 5. And now to the stories. The federal government has kicked off a 3-week verification exercise across the 8,200 polling units and local governments across the country to fully capture the authentic people who deserve the monies in its National Social Register. The Social Register was created for the purpose of cash transfers and other social investment programs. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, revealed this on Saturday while speaking at the commencement of National Social Register exercise in Makoko area of Lagos State. Speaking on the credibility of the Social Register, the minister explained that the ministry is working with the state governors to verify and update the National Social Register for the benefits of Nigerians. She noted that work is ongoing in partnership with the local government leaders, community leaders, and some government agencies to identify people in their areas for better management of interventions. The minister maintained that there would be a full verification of the social register to ensure that truly it is the poorest of the poor, those who deserve to be on that list, that are on that list. Edu stated that the NSR would be cleared enough and allow the ministry to boldly say it knows these people as they are the poorest of the poor, and whatever intervention is coming, these people truly deserve it.
And the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has approved that we go down to the grassroots and ensure that the National Social Register is a true reflection of people who are poor, people who live under $1 a day, and people who live in remote areas and in areas that truly need help. Those who should not be on the register should be removed. Those who need to be on the register should be included. And so we are taking this as one of the sampling. We're doing both the community targeting and the geographical targeting. This is our first sample, and we have gone round. We have seen that certain aspects of the Makoko was covered under the National Social Register. However, the last area that we came from, they were not reflected on the National Social Register, and so we will be coming back to do a targeted capturing of the people in this area. This activity will carry on across the entire country.
And in the hall, we have different table of sets that once you come in, you register, they'll capture you. We are trying to get all the information of the people in Nigeria as a whole, not the party aspect, but Nigeria as a whole, to ensure that we get touch of those people that we need our support, which we are about giving it now down. That is why we are getting the information and databases to get in touch with them direct, from federal government to the local government level.
The Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation has submitted the newly developed National Strategic Plan for Flood Management in Nigeria to President Bola Tinubu as stakeholders await further instructions. Speaking at the opening ceremony of a 3-day retreat for senior management staff of the Water Ministry in Abuja, the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Usev, said the country would effectively tackle issues of flooding with the plan. Nigeria suffers massive floods during the rainy season, which often leads to the destruction of lives and property. However, the government and other stakeholders have been making efforts to address the challenge. The minister said there was an ongoing collaboration at a regional level under Lake Chad Commission and Niger Basin Authority for the management of transboundary water systems. The minister revealed that a total of 408 dams were registered with various statuses of completion across the country, adding that Nigeria has accumulated significant storage capacity amounting to nearly 70 billion cubic meters. As Nigeria marks her 63rd anniversary of independence on Sunday, the Senate leader, Opayemi Bamidele, has appealed to the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress to suspend their plan to embark on an indefinite strike in the national interest. Bamidele noted that the federal government and all its relevant agencies are working underground to come up with viable options in response to the demands of organized labor. In a statement on Saturday, Bamidele congratulated Nigerians across all socio-economic and political strata on the 63rd anniversary since Nigeria became an independent nation. Bamidele observed that Nigeria, from October 1, 1960 to date, despite her internal challenges, remained a strong, united, and indivisible nation that still provides strong leadership not only for West Africa, but also the entire Africa. With the new government at the helm of affairs, Bamidele assured Nigerians at home and in the diaspora that the Federation will soon come out of diverse challenges undermining her progress, citing diverse development-driven reforms that the new government has initiated. The Senate leader therefore urged Nigerians to team up with the new government to lead the Federation out of the doldrums, implement key reforms that will create limitless opportunities for her teeming young population and rebuild global confidence in the country. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has called on Nigerians to remain steadfast and keep hope in the country alive as he assures that Nigeria, in spite of numerous challenges, will be great again. According to the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the Speaker, Musa Krish, Abbas stated this in his congratulatory message as Nigerians celebrate her 63rd independence anniversary. While calling on fellow citizens and compatriots, the Speaker said doomsayers and pessimists will soon be disappointed. Despite the myriad of challenges facing Nigeria, Speaker Abbas noted that the country still has the prospect and potential to reclaim its leadership position in the Committee of Nations, especially with its abundant human and natural resources. The Speaker urged the organized labor under the auspices of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) to shelve the plan to embark on an indefinite nationwide strike on Tuesday over issues bordering on welfare. He said embarking on a nationwide indefinite strike at this time will do the country no good. Rather, Speaker Abbas said it will only aggravate the situation at hand. Leaders of Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) on Friday night shunned a meeting called by the federal government in a desperate effort to avert the planned nationwide strike from October 3rd. The government had on Friday summoned an emergency meeting with the leaders of NLC and TUC in an effort to sway organized labor and its allies to shelve the industrial action. The meeting, which was scheduled for Friday 12 noon at Aso Villa, conference room of the Office of the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, was later shifted to evening to allow NLC and TUC to reach their leaders outside Abuja. The NLC and its TUC counterpart received the government's invitation through the Ministry of Labor and Employment. It was signed on behalf of the Minister of Labor and Employment, Simon Lalong, by the Director, Trade Union Services and Industrial Relations, Emmanuel Igbinosun. But in a response to the minister, the two labor centers, in a letter dated September 29, requested for a new date next week. Recall that the NLC and TUC had on September 26 declared indefinite strike starting from October 3rd. As Nigeria marks its 63rd anniversary as an independent nation, Nigerians have been advised to exercise patience and show support for the administration of President Bola Tinubu, which is just 4 months in office. The Association of Lagos State Retired Heads of Service and Permanent Secretaries stated this in Lagos. The chairman, Board of Trustees of the group, Basharun Babatunde, said President Tinubu meant well for the nation and will provide solutions to the socio-economic challenges facing the nation. While pointing out that the association does not criticize government, he advised government at all levels to make life easier for the teeming population. A retired permanent secretary, Rhoda Anyide, said the retirement was not the end of the road to all civil servants.
For Allah Hubs, it's an especially important thing because when we look back, a lot of people have contributed a lot and we've done some good. I mean, when I say we, I mean the organization. And there's still a lot more that could be done. And there's a lot of energy now and a lot of positive dynamism that is driving the process forward. So I'm very optimistic.
The essence is to jubilate and share fellowship together and recognize new entrants into the association. Make suggestions, we don't criticize. If there are areas that we feel we should make suggestions to government to change things and make things work better for the poor masses, that's what we are doing. We should be patient with the new administration. It's going to be very difficult, but I know he will find solutions to our problem. So we just give him time and support him.
Retirement is not the end of the road for any officer at whatever level. The course of the 1 week celebration, we've had an interactive session with the officers in service. That's the PALI, to share experiences and to mentor the upcoming officers.
Serving as a policy and advisor to government. Over the years, this association has acquired a lot of experience in terms of policies across cadres, and within the past 10 years has served as consultants to the Lagos State government. We advise government through the yearly summit that we establish. We look at topical issues that could be of assistance to the Lagos State government.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN, has reiterated the need to bridge the gap created by lack of medium officers accountant in the Nigerian economy. The chairman, ICAN Ikorodu District Society, Lateef Awojobi, who announced this during the district's Catch Them Young program for secondary school students, explained that the accounting profession is losing the class of professionals and there's the need to fill it up. Awojobi noted that the ICAN program is to encourage students from secondary schools to engage themselves in accounting technician scheme where their ability would be built. In his remarks, the Vice Chairman, ICAN Ikorodu District Society, Tajuddin Amodu, said the Catch Them Young was to broaden the knowledge of the students in accounting profession.
It's a challenge to the students to be very confident. When you are confident, even if you don't know it, you are able to perform, you are able to think right. And these things is a kind of motivation for all our younger ones. We are motivating them. Whoever that's going to be chartered accountant, we are promoting these students to write ATS exams for them to feed the gap, the medium officers accountants in the economy. We are lacking it and we want to feed them and we want to produce them en masse in such a way that there won't be any gap in the industries.
We want to know about the opportunities that abound in accounting or in ICAN. One of the things that ICAN has done is to institute ATS, Accounting Technician Scheme, so that the young students that are finished from secondary school that are not able to enter university, instead of sitting down at home and becoming redundant at home, they can start with ATS.
They should never give up on their dreams, because if you should say that today I failed it, tomorrow you may not fail. And I will also advise the government that they should keep on supporting this type of competition, because it motivates the youth of today, because there are so many people who are not ready to do anything. But if they see things like this, they are going to be motivated and be ready to do so.
As part of its efforts to assist the needy, a non-governmental organization, Otto Club, has supported more than 100 children in both the primary and secondary schools with funds and education materials. Otto Club Back to School Charity took place at Ogba Primary School, Ikeja, where hundreds of pupils were given school materials, school bags, and writing materials, among other items distributed to assist the people. The Southwest coordinator, Eguna Abraham, said that it was just a way to show support to the pupils, not because they are less privileged, but the situation of things in the country now is time for everyone that have to give out to people and show support to the needy. The club, which has been in existence since 1949, came to Nigeria in 2019 with the aim of reaching out to Nigerians in every aspect.
There is no reason for anybody to prosper in life without giving. If you are somebody who is prospering and you are not giving, I can tell you with a lot of challenges that your giving will, your prosperity will soon diminish. It's the law of harvest. The more you give, the more you receive. So Otto, as a corporate entity that is into e-commerce basically, feels that from their profits, from their proceedings, from their progress, they need to do what you call social responsibility in the society.
From humble beginnings to the extraordinary, we've witnessed incredible bonds, the rise of legends in the most challenging of times, and the most unforgettable moments that kept us at the edge of our seat. Everything up till now was just the beginning. Legends go head-to-head as timelines have collapsed for the ultimate showdown. Welcome to Big Brother Naija All-Stars. Starts 23rd July. Headline sponsor, Money Point.
Welcome back. Voters in the Maldives are choosing their next president in a runoff election that is being closely watched by China and India. The vote pits President Ibrahim Mohamed Soli, who has championed an India-first policy, against the mayor of the capital, Mohamed Muiz, whose opposition coalition sought closer ties with China while in power from 2013 to 18. Muizu, the candidate of the Progressive Party of the Maldives-led coalition, emerged as the surprise frontrunner during the first round of voting on September 8, taking some 46% of the ballot set cast. Soli, hurt by low voter turnout and a split within his Maldivian Democratic Party, won 39%. Observers say the runoff could be key in determining the fate of the Indian Ocean archipelago's ties with China and India, as well as the future of its nascent democracy. Polling opened at 8 a.m. local time and closed at 5 p.m. Vote counting began immediately afterwards, and the results have begun rolling in. The United States has urged Belgrade to pull its forces back from the border with Kosovo after detecting what it called an unprecedented Serbian military build-up. Serbia has deployed sophisticated tanks and artillery near the frontier with Kosovo after deadly clashes erupted at a monastery in northern Kosovo last weekend, the White House warned on Friday. The violence, in which a Kosovo police officer and 3 Serb gunmen were killed, marked one of the gravest escalations in tension for years between Serbia and the former breakaway province that is now Kosovo. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told reporters that U.S. are monitoring a large Serbian military deployment along the border with Kosovo. He said that includes an unprecedented staging of advanced Serbian artillery, tanks, mechanized infantry units. As he said, it was a very destabilizing development. He called on Serbia to withdraw the forces from the border. Welcome back. Delta State are leading on the medal table as it poised to finish top when the curtains for the conclusion of the 7th edition of the National Youth Games in Asaba drops today. The medals table issued by the main organizing committee as at the time of filing this report shows Delta State leading the rest of the states, including the Federal Capital Territory, with 63 medals. Of its total, 27 are gold medals, 20 are silver medals, while 16 are bronze medals, making Delta State the forerunners in the competition for athletes aged 15 and below in Nigeria. Tagging behind Delta State on the medal standing is Lagos State. The Center of Excellence has won 16 gold, 11 silver, and 12 bronze medals as at the time of this report. Bayelsa State are third on the medals table with 11 gold, 5 silver, and 10 bronze medals, while Edo State, whose athletes are led to the games here by Olympian and national long jump record holder Yusuf Ali, take fourth place, all thanks to winning 10 gold medals, 5 silver medals, and 11 bronze medals. Host of the last 2 editions of the National Youth Games, Kwara, completes the top 5 teams on the medals table with 17 medals in total, 5 gold, 7 silver, and 5 bronze medals. African champions, the Tigers, will know their group opponents in the upcoming Olympic qualifying tournament on October 5, Saturday. The Nigerian side qualified for the final stage of the qualifiers in August when they emerged as the women's Afro basketball champions in Rwanda, beating Senegal 84-74 in a thrilling final to emerge champions of Africa for the 4th consecutive time. Nigeria's Ami Okonkwo, who finished the final with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists, was named the most valuable player of the tournament. The meeting on Saturday was the 4th time both countries have battled each other, with Nigeria claiming victory on all the occasions. The most recent victory made Nigeria only the 2nd team ever after Senegal to win 4 consecutive titles, and they did so in style by extending their unbeaten run to 23 games. Wolverhampton Wanderers inflicted the first defeat of the campaign on Manchester City, winning 2-1 at the Millennium Saturday afternoon. Ruben Dias knocked a Pedro Neto cross into his own net after the Wolves winger raced through the City defense, comfortably easing past Nathan Ake. City continually struggled to cope with Neto's pace on the wings as Wolves applied pressure in the first half. The visitors trailed at the break, but quickly responded when Julian Alvarez curled a free kick past Jose Sa. But Yang Hee-chan restored Wolves' lead, coolly tucking home after Matheus Cunha found him marked in the box. Pep Guardiola's men remained top of the table despite defeat, but could be knocked off their perch if Liverpool beat Tottenham in Saturday's late game. Wolves are 13th with 7 points from 7 matches. And that's the end of the primetime news. But before we leave, we'll take a recap of the top stories. We told you that the National Social Register, the federal government has kicked off verification exercise across the country. and also that the ministry has submitted the National Flood Management Plan to President Tinubu. Also that Labour has shunned a parley with the federal government as October 3rd nationwide strike looms. From the foreign scene, we told you that on the Maldives election, opposition is taking the lead in a hotly contested runoff. And also in sports, that the Olympic qualifiers, the Tigerettes will know their foes on October 5. Thanks for watching. I am Jumoke Michaels. Good night.